All right, with this WESH2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Mainolfi. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. We're there. School starts tomorrow. Little ones are going to need to know what the forecast is come daybreak tomorrow morning. And we're also keeping an eye on the very busy tropics here, as Potential Tropical Cyclone 6 is likely to become a depression or a tropical storm as early as tonight. We're going to cover ground because the cone does reach south central Florida by the time we get to Saturday. And the weekend may bring us some rain, and there's a lot to discuss, a lot of things that can happen. And we're going to kind of break down all of those possibilities for you here as we get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on with Tropical Cyclone 6. Mary Evans, good to have you there. A couple shout-outs: Josh James, Danielle McGinnis, Denise Andrews. We got Dominique Evermond. We got Mary Evans. We got Colleen O'Neill, Janet Hale, Beth Massey, Jessica Greenfield, Jojo Lovejoy, Hope Joseph, Donna Santa Maria almost, Cindy Turnbull, big group in here already. Look at that, Michael, Lindsay. I do have Future Track. We're going to grab that there for you in a second, Lindsay. Good evening to you, by the way. Debbie Bezors, thank you for these updates. You betcha, you betcha, you betcha. All right, let's get right into it. Let me switch it on over, show you the latest loop there. And you can see a little flare-up of thunderstorms now in that northeastern quadrant, and it's trying to wrap around some storms on the northwest side. That is not what we want to see happen, because when that starts taking shape, it means that the system is trying to wrap around the moisture around a core. And when that happens, that's when things can develop a bit more quickly. Now, we don't think that that's going to be the case because there is a lot of dry air around this particular storm system, and that's a good thing. And then it's closing in on some land, some very high mountainous areas. So that's another obstacle that we're going to be talking about here in just a second. Anna B., David Ritter, Teresa Gerber, Crystal Wilson, Brenda Gumbola. Good to have you guys in here. So here's a look now at the cone, and you can see that as we take a look at the 8 o'clock intermediate advisory, which just literally came down moments ago, the pressure is at 10 millibars. Angie, good to have you there out of Daytona. Denny Smith has popped in. John Colmer, Kelly O'Monahan, Jen is in the house. Angel, Roberto, Alexander Bonini, Pico Duarte. Yes, Pico Duarte may be our best friend here. Looks like it is going to be busy, Joe, no doubt about that. Bobby Driscoll's popped in. So that's a look at the cone. Notice the intensity there, briefly at 50 on approach to Puerto Rico, and then weakening as it goes over land. Now, one of the things that we want to watch, though, if it's able to survive, means that by the weekend here, Saturday, we've got the cone into south central Florida, including parts of Polk County. And that's another thing that we're going to be watching. Amelia Island's beautiful, Peter. DeLanne's in the house. Good to have you there, Alexis. And John Kelly, you're welcome. These updates are for you guys. And so let's kind of do the animation here. So there is a look at the islands, San Juan, Puerto Rico, there on Tuesday evening. And then approaching Haiti on Wednesday, potentially going over some very high mountainous terrain there. Which could be detrimental to any development. And if it could survive, then may hug the northern coast of Cuba and then go through the Florida Straits near the Keys by Saturday afternoon. So that's one of the things that we're going to be watching here very carefully. Again, rain bands are now coming into Martinique. When you take a look at the tropical storm watches, we've got those up now from Martinique all the way towards Haiti. Lexi Gariel, good to have you there. Roy Manning, Sorrento's in the house. Ormond Beach is here. Angelique, Nicole Yvette, Dominican. There we go. So we got the Hispaniola, both countries there. So there's a look at some of the moisture now approaching Martinique. And when you take a look at the computer models here, you've got pretty good agreement through Hispaniola. So that's one of the things that we're going to be watching as we get through the afternoon. Some of the models are going due west, some of them are going west-northwest, and some of them are hugging the southwest coast of the Florida Peninsula. So let's kind of take a look at it from this perspective. There's a look at the computer models, and there you go. Notice the trend here. you've got most of the models through Wednesday on the southern side of the cone. And then watch what happens now as we get towards Thursday and Friday. A bigger diverging of the models. Some go on the north side, and some then go straight off towards the west-northwest. So hurricane hunters are starting to fly in there tonight, and what that will do is start to tighten up these models down the road. And Mignon beats, that's what we're hoping for, just rain. Jen Schofield, good to have you there. But you have to remember one thing. These tiny, smaller storms can develop rapidly, and they can also weaken rapidly. So we're once we get past the higher country there of the Dominican Republic and the Puerto Rico, and I've got a cool graphic here that I put together. I'm not sure if you saw it during the 6 o'clock hour and the 5 o'clock hour. So there's two ways to show this, and let me do it this way. Here's the Caribbean mountain peaks. This is all the Caribbean. Kathy, Belen, Jeff, David. So look at all the peaks there. It's going to pop up in a second on your screen. But there it is. Pico Duarte is 10,164 feet high. So there you go. Pico La Selle is 8793. Blue Mountain, Pico Turquino, and Pico San Juan are all there. Now, when we zoom it in to the highest peaks of Hispaniola, this would go pretty close to some of the highest peaks there in the red. That would not be friendly and kind to whatever we have that's going over. So we'd have to, pray for the folks there because of flooding, but that would be very detrimental for the storm system in and of itself. Juanita Jimenez, Joe Hernandez, Juan Melendez, Cal Angel, Douglas Guttrell. Yes, Mignon, there are some very high mountain peaks there. So that's, again, some of the things that we're going to be watching. And there's the radar. As you can see, this thing is moving, decently quick. Winds are up to 35 miles an hour now, just shy of a tropical storm. Fred is the next named storm. Now, one other graphic that I'm going to pop in here for you, since we're talking about winds. Let me do two quick things here. Number one is this. Here's a look at the intensity forecast. Most of them keep this a tropical storm, David Ritter, Debbie Nicholson. And don't forget, folks, if you're new to the page, a follow of the page, of this page, will do a couple things for you. You'll get notifications every time I go on to give you weather updates. Most of the time, a lot of people check in when there's only bad weather. But when you follow the page, you'll get updates whether the weather is good or bad, and so that's something that I just want to make aware. And don't forget to give some emojis, some likes, some hates, of how you're feeling. Jeff Neighbors, Eileen DeLees, Terry Lottie, Jennifer Schofield. Jennifer, Melbourne definitely wants to keep an eye on it. Again, I am not expecting, as you can see here, a major hurricane to develop, but you do have to watch these smaller storms. And in fact, let me kind of walk you through here. Thanks, Helene. I know that. Coffee for you. Oh, Phil Short, I will take it. So here's a look at the chance of tropical storm force winds. And when we take a look at this is through Saturday evening down across South Florida. Only about a 5 to 10% chance of experiencing tropical storm force winds. Kathy, thank you. Cheryl Negrati, there you go. So that's a look at that. Now, one of the other things we need to do is kind of break this down and then show you some of the tropical models. Here's what we're going to do for you. Here's the latest timeline. Tonight, tropical depression or storm could develop. Tuesday, Wednesday, moving into the Caribbean near Puerto Rico and then Hispaniola. This weekend, again, the thinking is it could still impact Central Florida and South Florida. Latest overall thinking, could be a tropical storm. Not expecting anything more of that. There's dry air. There's going to be some wind shear down the road. There's Atlantic interaction. So there's a lot of negatives, but there are some positives. There's plenty of warm water. And if it does miss some of those higher mountainous areas there, then, it could be something that we'll have to watch carefully. Now, let's show you the water vapor channel. You guys follow me, that I like to use the water vapor channel. Now you can see earlier in the day, look at all that red there. That's the dry air. Now we're getting these thunderstorms that are trying to develop on the northwest side. So this storm is a fighter. So we've got that one there, and then another wave that came off the coast of Africa that we're going to be watching as well. Closer up inspection shows some of the wind gusts there. 25 to 30 in Puerto Rico earlier in the day. Now the wind is starting to pick up in the northern Leeward Islands. Donna Dolan, yep, you're correct. Bobby Roscoe, hurricane season's kicking into gear, my friend. So there you go. Alexis Wojcik, happy birthday. Chris, happy birthday to you. Reese, well said. Jerry Mount, you're welcome. You know, like I said, we're here to help folks get through any sort of weather, not just tropical weather. There's a look at the buoy data, and you can see small storm, but it's trying to get its act together for sure. The visible satellite was really cool a short time ago, but we've lost that. Look at these waters, folks. They are warm. There's no doubt about that. 83 to 86 right into the southeastern Gulf of Mexico. Joanna, good to have you there. Teaching. Mignon, you're welcome. David Reith, gotcha. Dust is gone. There you go. That's correct. Yuri Ocala, you're welcome, Yuri. Patty Cardolano. Sunday's looking wet. I'm going to break that down here for you in a second. I've got a futurecast ready to go. I just wanted to knock this out for you. Wave action starting to pick up 5 to 7 feet there around the islands. Somebody was asking about the dust. Emily West, Eat West. She's in here tracking potential tropical storm 6 with us tonight. Love that. Linda Hanley Jacobson, you're welcome. There you go. Yes. Bill Sawyer's always a pleasure to have you. Oh, give me that espresso, Michelle Zana. I will take it big time. So there you go. We have one disturbance that just came off the west coast of Africa, and then we've got potential tropical cyclone 6. So let's show you what both the Euro and the GFS want to do. Susan Janoski, good to have you there. There it is. So there's a look at the GFS. Goes right over Hispaniola, and then near Havana, hugs the west coast, and then goes up towards the Big Bend. So the GFS is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It's a little bit slower. Here's the raw data. Nene, good to have you there for Silver Springs. I always appreciate you popping in, Nene. Jerry Mount. Yep, it's typical by August. These waves get stronger. So there's Friday. There's Saturday. Just kind of hugs the west coast. That's what the GFS does. Now, let me show you the Euro. Jill, with a track towards the west, there's the Euro. Euro goes north now of Cuba, and then right over Miami, and then into the northeastern Gulf. That's a very wet scenario. So, and it's a little bit quicker, as you saw. So there's Friday. Look, there it is, Saturday. So it goes basically just east of Miami, just east of Tampa, and then up into Atlanta, Georgia. That's what the Euro wants to do. Okay. Now, when you look at the Euro vorticity, there it is, San Juan. Look at that thing spinning and churning. Right there. Boom, right over Miami, Orlando, Tampa, and then up to the northwest. So, and it's interesting, this storm is so small that it barely is being reflected on the tropical models. At the very end, see a little red blip there? Northwest of Orlando, just west of Ocala, right in there, a little hint of it. So, not expecting a strong storm as of now, based upon what we're seeing. Yeah, squally weather, Jenna, with some rain. There you go. So that Fred is the next named storm. Now, this is all assuming that it goes over the higher mountains of Hispaniola. Should it miss that, then we're looking at a totally different situation. So that's a look at that. Let me show you the RPM model for the weekend. Here we go. Let me find that here for you. Here's the weekend. So there you go. Miami, Stewart, Tampa, Orlando. That's a look at that. Now, as far as rainfall amounts are concerned, give me 1 second. Let's do this. There's the loop. I'm going to try to find you one other quick graphic here that I made. Give me 1 second, folks. QR elemental PQRST. Let's do this. Rainfall. This is 5 days, next 7 days. Alright, so there it is. That is a look at the rainfall. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little fixer-upper here, because I don't like the way that looks. And let's do this. Give me 1 second. This is going to look really goofy for a second. Don't sweat it. Alright. So, let's see here. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. 4 to 6 there. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. Just cleaning this puppy up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you the rainfall amounts next 7 days. Give me a second. 7 days. Okay, so what do we got there? We got 4 to 6, and then purple 1, 3. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Bam. 2-4. 1 second, 1 second. There it is. All right, that's saved. And I'm coming right back at you right there. All right, so if you take either the European or the GFS, I don't know why that lags, but it'll kick in. There it is, my bad. That's what we got there. Mr. Tony, what's up? Robert Guame, good to have you there. We're just talking about it. Yeah, it does look like tie-dye, no doubt about that. There we go. So that's a look at 2 to 4, 4 to 6. It's potentially what we can be looking at if it does indeed come our way. And remember, hurricane hunters start flying down there tonight, and tomorrow we get all these, all the atmosphere into the storm and around its sample. That helps us to generate better, more accurate forecasts, which will then improve the accuracy of the spaghetti models, especially when we get to days 4 and 5. So this is what I mean by that. So there's the look at the models. Very good agreement right there, as you guys can see. Now things begin to diverge, at least a little bit anyway, by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. So by flying in and sampling the environment out ahead of it, then that will hopefully tighten up these computer model tracks and trends as we get you into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So there you go. Josh James, appreciate you. Colleen O'Neill, good to have you there. Karen Michelle, always a pleasure to have you. Louis Allman has also popped in. Somebody's texting me. Phone's blowing up. Don't need that. Let's see. The tweet has been. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. That's that. There you go. All right. There you go. Sasa, I'm not sure what that means. Leonard Blackburn, good to have you there. Appreciate you always popping in. So that's for this far out, that's pretty good model agreement, But we're going to do better once we start flying these planes in there and doing what we need to do. Then that's going to help big time. So there we go. All right, now let me show you. Recon is en route Do I have... They're not quite there yet. They left the Biloxi Air Force Base to fly into it, so they're not. They're on the west coast of Florida, approaching Miami right now. So they're not in there yet. I'm just looking at some of the data there, folks. Sorry, and talking to myself. Marisol, good to have you. Sasa, my mom lives on the west side of Puerto Rico. Guada, Jose, we'll keep you posted. Tell her to keep watching us down there, and her friends too. So they can kind of be prepared for the storm. But that's, again, here's a look at the cone near Puerto Rico on Wednesday, approaching South Florida here. Saturday. There it is. There's Saturday, there's Friday. So there you go. Sasa, Jesse, Denise, David Ritter. Actually, I did that, Dave. I flew into Wilma back in 2005. It was a Category 5. It was an amazing flight. It was long, it was tiring, but flying into a storm can be bumpy, but not always. You know, from what I've been told, from what I was told by the Air Force guys, is that they are usually bumpier in tropical storms as the storm is organizing. But once they're built up and ready to go, as long as you have the radar and you know where the strongest winds are, it's not as bad. Lindsay, make me famous on TikTok. I love that. All right. Make sure you send them over my way. Michelle Zonner, Mary Evans, Joanne, Agristo. It was scary, but it was also kind of cool at the same time. Exhilarating. Maybe that's the word we're looking for. All right, so today, the story definitely was the heat. You can see along the coast, it was in the upper 80s to low 90s with that easterly flow. More of the same for tomorrow. 93 to 95 off to the west. Deborah Ann, it is this weekend is when we're looking at it. And again, as of now, it does not look to be a powerful storm because there are many things that this storm is going to be contending with. You got land, you got mountains, then you got some wind shear down the road. So, Sarah Walsh, good to have you there. Justin Walker, Ford Myers. Justin, my gut's telling me right now no. But we have plenty of time to watch this thing. Sammy Joy, yeah, me neither. Alan, you're welcome. Elizabeth, hot. It was very hot out there today. For those of you with loved ones in the U.S. Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, you can see some rain bands already coming on in. The squalls will start to pick on up for sure. Let me show you. Here's a look at the wind gusts right there. There you go. And then here's a look at some buoy data on top of that. Billy Tyson, happy birthday. Right back at you. So that's that. And then these waters are warm. They're very warm where this storm is. Sarah Walsh, Lost Power. Oh, Deborah Intagliano, good to have you. Viron Mangray. I did not see that article. Pass that along to me. You certainly can get some rain from this, yes. Jess is moving at about 15 miles an hour. Tammy, I don't believe so. Not based on what I'm seeing right now. Michelle, it is a beautiful place. Kitty Shelley, you are most welcome. Again, weekend timing of this thing looks like this. There's Saturday, Sunday 2 a.m. near Tampa Bay, and then Sunday 5 p.m. Showers and storms looking wet. Marco Island's in the house. Darlene, you guys need to keep an eye on this down your way. Certainly rain at the very least and some squally weather. And we'll just have to wait and see. Again, for me, one of the biggest keys is this track over those higher mountainous areas there near Hispaniola, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Pico Duarte is at 10,164 feet. Anytime a storm goes over high mountainous areas like that, the storm is not going to make it. It's going to get ripped apart. Darlene, good to have you down there in Marco Island. Deborah, we'll just keep watching it. Brian, as of now, no. But if it were to be a tropical storm, then I'd be a bit more concerned. Squally weather looking that way, Lori to the levee. I don't think they'll be canceled in Brevard County on Monday, Sammy, unless this thing really slowed down and deviated. So we'll just look. All we can do is keep watching it. Like I said, hurricane hunters are going in there. Thank you, Viron. Appreciate you looking out for me. Justin Walker. Yep, there you go. Shotgun match. Aha! There you go. Tomorrow morning looks fine. Saturday morning, probably still okay. Debbie, good to have you there. Let's hope not. Kim Blakely, you're welcome. Brenda, glad this will be out of the way. Yes, it'll be out of the way next week. I know you got family and friends coming in. So again, as of now, the chance of tropical storm force winds is low. Again, a sign that this is not a powerful storm. TJ Slow, good to have you there. Mom made me a TikTok celebrity, apparently, TJ. This one will be Fred. That's correct. This one is going to be Fred. Sammy, you're welcome. Elizabeth, for now, we're watching. Not that impressed with it. It could bring some squally weather and some rain. But we'll see. See how it interacts with the islands ahead of it. A little bit of wind shear. One of the things that always concerns me about small, tiny storms is that sometimes the models don't do a very good job with their intensity. So that's one of the things we're going to watch. Sounds good, Debs. I love that, Lindsay. Awesome sauce. TJ, be good for your mama bear. Juanita, you take care. All right, so that's kind of pretty much what I've got for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and make some updates, and new computer models start coming in after 9, so I'll have them for you tonight at 10 on the CW18. WESH2 News at 11 is on at 11 tonight now that the Olympics are over. So look for my updates each night here right around 8 o'clock. And, of course, we're on the air tonight at 10 and 11. So plenty of times and opportunities for you guys to get updates. And remember, if you haven't followed the Facebook page, by following it and having your notifications on every time I go live, you'll get that notification and you'll get an update on the weather in your area, or in this case down in the tropics, for safety's sake, and I know a lot of people get nervous and stress out, so that's another reason why we do this. We know you guys are busy people, can't always watch the traditional newscast. Well, you can on the phone, so that's what this is all about. All right, gang, let me rock and roll. Got to make some updates. See you guys tonight at 10 on the CW18, and again at 11 on WESH2 News, and tomorrow night right back here on Facebook Live. Take care, guys. See ya.